And there we go. Jet starts off in the house, as does BarryBondz. We have a lot of Santas today.
Everybody's in that Festivus spirit. Whatever holiday you practice, that's the mood they're in. Oh, we had a quick map check there, and I kind of missed it.
Looks like crystals, 1 and 3, I think, on Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera. And maybe a pendant out in Desert Palace.
Yeah, that's the one that I missed, and I didn't catch it on my other screen either, so...
Okay, we got some divergence already. BarryBondz heading down south to check out for look for some bombs near the Grove.
Jet already picking up what I believe is the first Triforce piece hiding in the box next to the uncle.
And the uncle has one too.
Why not? Let's go for 2. Looks like nothing's hiding in the race.
Did we see a check of the Lumberjack Cave? Okay, we're about to see one with DududeDude. That would have been mean, having the required AGA 1. Well, I guess not necessarily required if you just skip that one, if it was there.
Yes, but do you gamble that that's the one you can afford to miss?
I think I would, because what are the other options that are really out of the way?
In the end,
maybe Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, in the end, it would be better than something like the end of Ganon's Tower or a PED Triforce. I'd much rather just endure AGA 1's tower and get that out of the way than have to try to do all 3 pendant dungeons.
True, true. Got a nice bomb pole over for Jet. It looks like the bush crab is also happy for to give us some bombs as well.
Of course, MrBarrybondz going down there, turning 1 bomb into 4, and going back for seconds.
I always like it when I get a rat dropping 8 bombs down there.
Looks like we're going to have the DududeDude heading into Thieves to Blind's house while we get a bomb hut from Barry.
Got some rupees in the bomb hut. Can buy whatever bottle vendor's selling. There's a Triforce piece in Blind's hut. And another one.
There we go. And Barry's going to go ahead and check out the well, so let's see what's hiding down there. Now, it definitely seems like they're picking up quite a few straight out the gate. However, I am not... Ooh! Book is in the well. But yeah, I'm not going to be swayed by that. And bombos? What is this? What are they planning here? Something ain't right. Taco Nexus. I believe last I checked, we got about 34, maybe 35 runners in tonight's race. It's going to be a fun one.
It's a shame they don't jump down any chimneys. That would be great. Oh, Moon Pearl.
Oh, I must have missed that earlier. So, yeah, Moon Pearl, Bombos, and the book. Interesting.
Setting us up for some dungeon access, I think.
It's definitely going to give you access to Desert Palace right away, and as long as it isn't boots locked, you can clear out most of that, possibly find a few things in there. The Bombos is definitely going to give access to Ice Palace later on when they have Dark World access, and quite possibly a key to either Mire or Turtle Rock.
And it looks like Barry is going to pick up the boomerang.
There he goes. Everybody's got their bloomerang now.
It seems like all the runners decided to go check Kakariko first. Makes sense, because a lot of value in those chests there.
Absolutely. You have your biggest grouping of items right there, so it definitely makes it easy to get a good start.
So I'm expecting we're going to see some people go to the dam and then maybe diverge over to Desert Palace to check out what's there.
With the early book, that would probably be a smarter call to go to the dam and then over to Desert Palace. Although you're still maybe want to just run over and grab the mini Trollderm cave.
Definitely.
There is quite a few items in there. So it looks like just about everyone's up to 4 Triforce pieces except for Dude. I don't know that Dude has gone to check out Uncle yet, has he? I don't believe he has.
No, I don't think he has either.
Well, considering there are 2 there, he's definitely going to need to make a trip there at some point. Of course, we have Salty and Dude heading to Trollderm. We have Jet checking out the dam. Let's see who's made a better call here.
And MrBarrybondz going into Escape.
Flippers. Definitely going to open up some options. And at this point, I'm thinking more and more that Bombos is going to be necessary logic-wise for Ice Palace. Early Flippers, Bombos. I'm going to guess Ice Palace very well maybe an early Dark World dungeon as long as we can get some Mitts into play.
Yeah, maybe Mitts are going to be heading out in the Desert Palace.
Barry taking special care here to clean out some of the riffraff in Escape and grab some goodies. Did you happen to catch there what was on the island? I missed that.
No, I did not see that. Oh, but we do have a Triforce piece down in Escape. DududeDude checking out the hobo. Just a piece of love.
Yeah, just a little piece of candy there, I like to call it.
Okay, and we have Desert Play by SaltyPhry. Oh, Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm a big fan of this with Salty's doing. So many people pass up Agnes Cave because normally it is worthless and just kind of out of your way, but every time it has something that's needed, usually the people you see finish earliest are the people that have the courage to go ahead and check that cave. And we get a Quake for our troubles. There we go.
That could be useful. We still don't know what the medallions we need for 2 of the dungeons are going to be.
Also, Jet grabbing that Triforce in the Ice Rod Cave. Yet another out-of-the-way location that may prove to be important.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would... Oh, well, I should speak so soon. Yes, out of the way, definitely have a Triforce piece.
Oh, I'm actually getting a bit of a correction here from chat. Apparently the medallions can only be used to open dungeons, not as weapons. So that that Bombos would actually not be useful for getting into Ice Palace. They are going to need a fire rod for that.
Oh, interesting.
We got a big key there. There's still a chance that Desert Palace will not be boots locked, but we're going to find out for sure here in just a second.
Oh, but there's a hook shot up on the torch, it seems.
That will definitely be important. And a Triforce on the ledge in Zora's domain. Everyone's kind of diverged up and going their own separate ways. We're seeing a lot of various routing here.
Oh, correction. That was Bugnet on Torch. Not Hookshot was actually in Sahasrala's closet.
Good old Sriracha hiding all of his toys in the back. How nice of him. Blue Tunic on the desert ledge, though. SaltyPhry making sure he's grabbing that. But yeah, with the Bugnet being on the torch, that is not that big of a deal. So with SaltyPhry being able to kind of clear this place out, they won't need to come back until they get the gloves, if they feel that beating this pendant dungeon is even a necessity.
And we have some gloves over in Eastern Palace.
Looks like Chad is talking about a hammer. Where do we miss a hammer pickup?
I am not seeing the hammer.
Says Barry grabbed the hammer. I'm assuming, giving his location, that means the hammer was over on the catwalk in the cannonball room.
Could be. And a Triforce piece. But that would mean he has all 3 items. Of course,
yeah, he's got all the items. I'm not... I don't believe he's gotten the big key yet, though, so I think that's what he's going for, is the big key,
okay,
which would be in its vanilla location then, so that's neat.
He's going to do a dark room. Not too hard of a dark room to do.
Oh, not at all. Even with without a sword, having something like the hook shot is good to guide your way around, which we see Barry is doing. Also, Dude finally making a visit by his uncle, seeing his good old sick uncle there, and getting those 2 Triforce pieces. Barry going ahead and grabbing that big key. Yep. Sorry about that.
No worries. So is Barry going to go out to desert now? That's what I'm thinking.
Would appear that is the call to make for MrBarrybondz.
He'll also be able to finish desert, although I think that's a pendant, so maybe not necessary. Of course, you could be banking on a Triforce in the pedestal.
It's definitely an option, and to be honest, I would not be surprised if it is the case.
Now, do we even know what the pedestal text is going to be for the Triforce piece?
That I'm not too sure about. And Salty, ignoring the red boomerang, is like, I don't need this, I don't want it. Which, to be fair, the only real parts that the red boomerang are exceptionally useful for is in Ganon's tower to trip some switches as you try to exit the room, so I can't necessarily blame them there.
Yeah, I think some people call it the lag meringue as well.
Oh, it has the capability of doing so, absolutely. Blue meringue is far superior. Jet giving us our first taste of the back of Escape.
flute.
There we go. That's going to be a big one, and that's going to give Jet an early edge. Unless someone else decides they want to go check that place relatively quickly. It's going to give Jet a lot of mobility.
And the only person who could do that is Barrybondz, and right now, well, he might do that after doing an ice cave.
That all depends. If Barry's looking at the book as logic and decides to head over to Desert Palace, it's going to prolong the time until he gets the flute. Now, if he goes ahead and save quits here in just a moment to get to back to Sanctuary, then that is a definite possibility of catching up. But looks like he's got something else on his mind.
Has he checked the hobo and the Hylian Lake yet? Or the island yet?
You know what? I don't believe he has, and I think that's the play he's making right now, is to check the hobo.
Now SaltyPhry is about to get his hammer and then his gloves.
Yes, dude, getting that delicious bacon medallion, absolutely.
Oh, are we seeing a pedestal check from Jet?
Maybe. I think Jet is wise to how trolly a 30-31 Triforce hunt can be, and I'm assuming he's figuring if he can get this knowledge in early, it could prove to be quite an edge. So let's see what it has to say.
A yellow triangle, you need this! Oh, possibly. You were right!
Possibly. So, here's the deal. They can skip PED, but they have to get every other Triforce in this seed. Otherwise, PED would be a requirement to beat the game. Wow. So get that PED hype right up in chat right now. Let's see him.
We get a Kappa from Willard.
Willard, I have a distinct suspicion you are at least partially, if not fully, to blame here.
So, with this knowledge, does Barrybondz decide to finish off Desert Palace?
Well, that's the thing. Barry doesn't know. Barry hasn't gone there.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Barry, Jet. I totally had the wrong person in mind.
Jet is giving us a quick peek into Skull Woods, grabbing a few things there, and then odds are going to be quickly on their way to the Village of Outcasts.
Now, they did get the key in the back of Escape, so they could have checked the chest in the sewers, but I don't think anyone has yet.
No one's gave us a dark room check yet. I don't know if anyone. Well, definitely the runners we have here today are definitely top tier and would have no issue with the dark room, but we still haven't got one yet. Barry's gonna go grab his fruit. Good old flute.
And SaltyPhry's gonna get his swag duck. All rise for the anthem.
I ain't singing it.
I don't know the words.
I do. That's the sad part. I may or may not have sung the national anthem in my living room off camera.
Yeah, we were talking through the song. Such disrespect. It does give us Death Mountain access now, too.
Oh, absolutely. So it's good to see what's up there. And not only that, they are also going to have east access with that hook shot.
And the hammer. So they're going to... if they get mitts, they'll be able to do dark as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. With the hammer, that also does give them Tower of Hera access. Although, if it is fire locked, then that may be not necessarily a worthwhile trip, but you don't know till you get there, so. Grabbing a, sorry, grabbing a good old mushroom there.
Wonder what the witch is trading for drugs today.
Paradox doesn't seem like that big of a play this time around. And we have Jet heading into Thieves Town, so we'll see what happens in there.
MrBarrybondz also made his way over to East Death Mountain. Still looking for some more gloves, so we can get into the Dark World, Dark Death Mountain, though. Triforce piece for Jet. Currently in the lead, too.
Now, I just had to recheck there. Salty gave us a quick peek at the floating island. Just 20 bucks.
So not much there. Oh, we have a Triforce piece up on Spectacle Rock, though. So we're going to see Tower of Hera from SaltyPhry. Jet is continuing his quest through Thieves Town. And we have Eastern Palace on DududeDude's side. And it looks like MrBarrybondz is also going to join up at Tower of Hera.
Yeah, Dude lagging just a little bit behind. However, that means absolutely nothing, as this is still very, very early in the run. They could, the rest of the restream group could run into snags, and Dude can easily close that lead. I've seen it happen before.
It looks like SaltyPhry bailed out of Tower pretty quickly. Must have already found the 2 items, and there's no benefit in just getting the crystal.
Yeah, finding that that key up there definitely means that you're locked behind needing a fire source. So.
Oh, okay, that's why he bailed out then. I guess the crystals do mean something, because if there are Triforce pieces in Ganon's tower, then you'll definitely need to get those.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, I'm not ruling anything out on this seed. We're going to see what the mushroom gives Salty. Just some small blue explosives.
What's in those mushrooms?
Oh, you ever play Monster Hunter? Ever heard of a nitro shroom? There you go.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna get some Swamp Palace check, perhaps. Oh no, can't go into Swamp Palace because we don't have the mirror yet.
Yeah, they have no mirror. Jet's giving us a very bold attempt at a green tunic hammer blind and doing rather well. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Oh. Hype Cave has a little bit of hype for us today.
A little bit of hype, but a lot of love. And the bow. There we go. Access to pod and EP.
So a lot of hype and a lot of love in the Hype Cave today.
And got a Dark World map check here. Looks like Swamp Palace and Mire are other two pendants, with Pod and Thieves Town being our 5 and 6.
Looks like MrBarrybondz is following more or less the same route that SaltyPhry is.
Question is, will he make the same call after seeing the bow? Does he immediately go for pod? Me, I would. You've got a lot of items in there and full access to the place.
At least now, I don't see any reason for him not to. Right now, and Jet is giving us quite a different route, though, and it looks like DududeDude might be following in a similar path. Oh, but Barry is going to do a pyramid check first.
Good old Stumpy with another Triforce piece.
And there we go. We have some golden mitts.
Just waiting for him on the pyramid, so we'll see how many people make that call as well.
So with that, MrBarrybondz is going to now diverge from the Palace of Darkness route and probably go back up to Dark Death Mountain.
Dude grabbing their bottle from Skullwoods, and he's going to go ahead and head out.
Now the reason it's 30 out of 31 is that they only need 30 to finish the game, but we know that one of them is on the pedestal. So the gamble is, are they going to take the one on the pedestal, or are they going to look for all the other Triforce pieces?
It just allows for a little bit of variety. If you notice that there is a Triforce piece that is a little bit out of the way, maybe there's a Triforce piece up on Bumper Cave and they don't find the cape right away, or as we said, there's one on pedestal. What do they gamble on being able to miss and still meet their quota of 30? And looks like it's ether locked for Turtle Rock.
And it appears Jet picked up a fire rod somewhere along the way. I did not see where.
We do know where ether is, though, and half magic, both being in the Hookshot Cave.
Nice. Good call there for MrBarrybondz.
Chat filling us in here. Fire Rod was in Thieves Town.
Was it on blind, or did he get it before blind?
That I didn't catch. However, we got a shovel waiting for us in pod. I wonder if that will lead to anything interesting.
Okay, it looks like it was in the chest with the locked-in maiden. I don't think he actually finished blind.
He did not. He did die to blind.
And he didn't go back for his revenge, at least yet. Not yet. Oh, and it looks like MrBarrybondz is realizing he cannot actually use Bombos.
Indeed. We got Salty over here doing a dark maze. So this one's going to be very interesting. This room takes quite a bit of practice.
Got something, we don't know what. We know it's not mitts.
Looks like we almost got a look there at what Meyer is. I didn't quite catch it. A bit of blur on my screen here. Let's take another look. Looks like it is Quake needed for Meyer.
Oh, were those the silvers in the shed?
Let me get another quick look here. That was indeed the silvers in the shed for MrBarrybondz.
Now we don't need silvers for anything, but they do make several boss fights a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely. And sadly, Jet's going to take another death.
So it looks like we're all in different places again. Jet is going to not do the dark maze quite yet.
Turns out that shovel, by the way, was a dead end, just some bombs. And yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of divergence, and that's the beautiful thing about watching a race for Triforce hunts, is a lot of the really good racers are going to realize it's not about clearing the dungeons necessarily, although that still could be a requirement. It's about getting as many of those chests opened and items found as you can.
So it really prioritizes going to where a lot of chests and items are going to be.
Absolutely. Though I'd have to question, in this case, with it being a 30-31, how high are the odds that we're going to see some of these pieces in Ganon's tower? With that being the case, of course, the crystals would absolutely be necessary.
Exactly. And then the pendants would be necessary if you needed to get that particular Triforce piece.
Absolutely. Although, as was pointed out earlier in the chat, I mean, when it comes down to it, as long as you have all the right gear, knocking out the pendant dungeons typically happens really quickly, and all they're lacking at this point is a fire source, with the exception of Jet, who has just that fire source. Jet could clear all 3 pendant dungeons right now if they were to choose to do so.
Does that make it a Jet seed?
I see what you did there, but we will have to see if it is indeed a Jet seed. They are moving along rather quickly. Jet with a clear lead on numbers with 15 out of the 30. However, MrBarrybondz with those mitts may get him quickly in the lead. Words are hard sometimes.
That's okay. Had enough of words for the day. What do we get?
I was being corrected because I keep forgetting that Swamp does need mirrors. So no, Jet could not get all the pendant dungeons knocked out of the way right now.
Looks like Jet took another death. I wasn't sure if that was a death warp or just fell in battle.
Also, I do believe Jet's missing Quake. I swore Jet had picked that up. I guess they opted not to go to Agina's cave.
We could check and see if there's if it's in his menu.
I say they because I don't know most of these racers personally, so I have no clue what they are. If Jet is indeed a man, then he. Otherwise, I just use they.
Sick Kid check. Sick Kid gives a little piece of his love for bringing a bottle.
Yeah, the kid's sick and they're sitting there taking pieces of his organs. It's horrible.
Just an open heart operation.
Let's see what Batman's hiding for us. Just $20.
It looks like we're going to get some convergence here. Oh no, wait, looks like SaltyPhry is actually going up to get do a ped check.
No, they're actually taking the back way because remember, at this point in time, Barrybondz is the only one with the mitts to go in from the southern route. They still have to use the hammer.
Oh, and Barrybondz pulling off a clutch kill of Blind with only half a heart left.
And getting a bottle for their troubles. They'll get that little piece of love later from the sick kid.
Helmasaur fight up on Jet's seat or stream. If only Jet had some silver arrows, but he made quick work of the Helmasaur King anyway.
And did you happen to catch what that was? My screen keeps on blurring out a little bit here.
Same here, unfortunately.
Looks like that was another male upgrade. I could have just noticed the sprite. That would have helped.
Oh,
So now we know where both male upgrades are at. So got one on the desert ledge, and the other being on the Helmasaur King.
So 3 of our Santas sporting new trendy colors for the holiday season.
Oh, dude very well may be about to grab the mitts of their own. Yup.
So now we will have 2 of our players with pretty much complete access to the Dark World.
And no, I don't think the tunic would fit very well on on a creature that large. I'd have to agree with you there, Chet. And looks like MrBarrybondz is going to start the Jeremiah World Tour, quite possibly. Well, actually, they've already checked a fair bit of other locations. I wouldn't be surprised to just see a save and quit after we check the Peg Cave.
You know, that brings up another point. We still have not found a mirror yet.
Oh, speak of the devil, and there it shall appear. There's the mirror in the Peg Cave.
Well, there we go. It's the opposite of a commentator's curse. What do the smiths give to us? Looks like a shield, so shield smiths.
Hey, at least it makes more sense than them handing you, like, a bug net.
The bug net smiths. They probably don't get much business.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Alright, so we've seen Batcave check before. I don't think it was anything good.
Yeah, it was just 20 rupees.
Alright, so now we are going to take the chest on a tour, it seems, over on Barrybond's side.
Jet's going to go ahead and take out the land mollas. I guess preparing for that pedestal Triforce. Either out of necessity, or maybe Jet just wants to show off to Chad. Chad always loves a good pedestal pull, don't they?
Heck, I love a good pedestal pull myself. Oh, I like the pink flash on the land mollas to match the red male's palette.
And Gary's lunch box only having $5 in it.
So much work for such a small amount of value. Is he able to pick up anything else along the way, though?
We'll see what the Bombos monument has in store for us.
Well, Bombos has bombs.
It's thematic.
Okay, Ice Palace check for DududeDude. I think he's the first one of our players to go in.
Sahasrara had the hook shot, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yes. Not on him, but in his closet.
Well, yeah, in the closet. As far as what's on the green pendant, we do not know yet.
Yeah, Jet would be the first one to be able to tell us that. Good bomb skip over on DududeDude's stream. There are a lot of slick tricks you can do in a good speed run of the Ice Palace.
It is definitely one of the more mechanically inclined dungeons to do. The more of those little tricks, technical tricks that you know, the quicker you're definitely going to clear that dungeon.
Absolutely. And I think the coolest one to watch, in my opinion, is the killing both of the Stalfos with one bomb.
Not gonna lie, I'm still having a bit of trouble pulling that one off repeatedly. The 2 bomb jumps I can do no problem, but the that Stalfos kill just gets me every time.
Well, BarrybondZ using his mirror to get into Swamp Palace, and now we are going to see what it has in store.
And odds are we are probably going to see a full clear of the Swamp Palace. As I said earlier, their big goal here is going to be to open up as many of those chests as possible. That means more than likely going to go ahead and clear out the left side of Swamp Palace, which I know a lot of runners typically like to skip as they go towards Argus.
Yeah, in this case, it doesn't make much sense to skip it. Unless you're just really banking on there not being a Triforce piece in those 2 chests.
And as it always seems, while I'm staring at one screen, something else happens on another. It looks like we missed Das Boots, which were in the Ice Palace. As far as which room, I did not catch that part.
Very good. And DududeDude with a blue potion is able to refill his magic to use on Cold Stare. Certainly more effective than just using a hammer. But I guess the hammer is effective as well, but it has a very wonky hitbox.
It has a very short hitbox, however, it does do the same damage as Tempered, so it will still make quick work of Cold Stare. It's just a matter of getting those hits off. And in Blue Mail, Cold Stare still hurts badly. You don't want those cloud hugs.
Oh, and he's down to 1 heart.
It's definitely going to be a tight finish if you can pull it off here.
He also has, I think, even an ice hit will be a heart of damage.
Absolutely will be. But there's 1 down.
1 to go.
And there's the other.
Clutch finish.
Getting some beautifully tight boss fights in this run for sure.
It's the beauty of Swordless. Have to rely on your skills with other items.
Jet's going ahead and taking care of one of the more painful rooms in the run. It looks like he's setting up a death warp as well. But we'll finally get to see what the rest of Hera holds for us, while Salty goes and takes care of a couple of dancing large knights. This was always my favorite boss fight when I was a little kid when I first played the game. I don't know why, I always just loved the Armos Knights.
They certainly easy to make quick work with the bow. You just more or less stand in one spot and just fire arrows at them.
Absolutely. It looks like the King's Tomb didn't have too much for us either.
We're getting close to Argus down on BarrybondZ, run through the Swamp Palace, but gonna stop to check these 2 chests.
Absolutely. And for good reason. There is Ice Rod and another piece of Triforce. Looks like that's going to push Barry up to 15 pieces.
So SaltyPhry and DududeDude have caught up very nicely, and they are at 16 pieces, as is Jet. Very close race.
As I said, Dude was going to be able to catch up there. Was falling behind, but just a couple of right moves and you'll catch right up, especially in a match like this.
Those mitts are going to come in handy, I think, in getting that advantage over the other racers.
Yep, and Jet's going to pull ahead a little bit as they find another Triforce piece in Hera.
And he takes a tumble and lands on a barrier. That's got to hurt.
Can't feel too good. Dude's going to catch up a little bit more now that they have the silvers. It's going to make a few of those boss fights go a lot cleaner.
Especially if he's going into Mire. Vitreous with silver arrows, much easier than without.
Yeah, man. With that bacon medallion, we're going to get our first looks into the Mire, which is one of our pendant dungeons. So definitely one of the 3 that's going to be required for that lovely ped pull and another piece of the Triforce.
Now, he doesn't have the cane, so unless we find the cane in Mire, he will have to make a double dip.
And with my luck on the past few seeds I've done, I've almost gotten to the point now to where I can bet Ice Rods in Turtle Rock and the canes in Mire. Of course, in this case, the Ice Rod was in Swamp Palace, but still, I leave nothing to chance anymore. I always assume the worst. Bear's going to make their trek into Ice Palace, so those boots will be incoming shortly for MrBarrybondz.
Now, given how far we are into the seed, do you think the boots are going to have much... Well, I guess there are some things that could be required for boots required. For example, if there's a Triforce piece on Bonk Rocks.
Bonk Rocks, as well as the lamp in Ganon's Tower. We've already seen that the lamp in Desert Palace just has the bug nets, so that's not as big of a deal. But there's definitely some places that the Triforce can be hiding that are locked behind the boots, for sure. Other than that, it's just going to be another way for these runners to get around very quickly and just try to get that much more of a lead on their opponents.
Definitely, and it looks like DududeDude is going to check the vanilla big key chest in Mire. Maybe we'll get that cane.
And it looks like Jet's just now heading into Escape. Maybe we will see a dark room check. I can't remember from the front of Escape. I know there was a key in the back. But if there's a map in the front, then there's definitely something in the dark room. If there wasn't a map in the front, I do believe dark room would hold the map at that point.
Well, we're going to get map right here. I remember from last time.
Okay, so yeah, there's definitely something in the dark room then. Hopefully we'll see that play from Jet so we can see if it's anything important. And Salty's the second to be a fabulous purple Santa. I forgot that Jet went ahead and picked up theirs as well, and well, So that means, yeah, Jet went ahead and did Desert Palace. They picked up their purple suit on the ledge.
And BarrybondZ still strutting the traditional red Santa outfit. That's going to be...
I called it right there. Kane was in mire.
Wow. Oh, but he's dipping out.
Quake was in the Agana Cave. Good old bacon medallion.
Oh, dude hasn't done a pedestal check yet. Ah.
Not to mention they are lacking the lantern. The second half of Mire would be a little bit rough.
Also a good point. Oh, and not enough rupees for SaltyPhry to pick up the super bomb.
You gotta have that 100 rupees to spare, my friend. Otherwise, that little anteater thing ain't giving you anything.
But you'll still hear him breathing every time you open and close your menu.
I never made that connection until you just said that. That is the same sound effect, isn't it?
It is. Now, we might see SaltyPhry head up to the Tower of Hera.
Possibly. Depends on how they want to route Death Mountain. Of course, now both Dude and Salty, seeing that there's a Triforce on top of Spectacle, the real big tragedy here in Dude's case is Dude could have checked the Peg Cave and has not yet. And I wonder how he's going to feel about that when he finally does find the mirror there.
Maybe a Rage Slash or two.
We can only hope. Yep, Salty heading straight for the Tower of Hera.
It looks like Jet sneaking around the back to get into Thieves Town. Now, BarrybondZ, with very few hearts and no magic left, he's rocking the green mail, so he's got to be very careful in this cold stare fight.
Oh, absolutely. With green mail at his point where he is, a hit from those rocks or a hit from cold stare ends the whole thing.
Oh, just avoided that rock. And just pulls it out. Getting a death warp from SaltyPhry, because still no mirror.
And there's the dust for Dude. He too can now go and claim his worthless 20 rupees.
Looking at the numbers right now, Jet is ahead with 19 pieces of the Triforce. The others appear to be around in the 16.
Yeah, no one else. No one else has found any since the last time we took a look, besides Jet. So Jet's pulling ahead, despite the fact that they don't have the mitts, he doesn't have the mitts, or he doesn't have the mirror.
He's also been to Thieves' Town, so he could have picked up the mirror there, and still, so he's probably not going to go back unless he has a reason to. But he didn't have mitts, so he couldn't have done it anyway. Well, he'll get mitts probably when he goes to the pyramid then. Now, Jet's going to be our first one to check the double-chested fairy. Just some rupees and a little bit of love, though.
Actually,
I know SaltyPhry, I think, tried to do that earlier, but got turned down for lack of rupees.
That's right. I completely forgot it, because I remember seeing someone else with a bomb, but I forgot Salty didn't have the cash. Barrybondz making quick work of our good friend Mothula.
That's true. The Pyramid Fairy would have had a sword had this been a sword full seed, but instead it was replaced with a 20 rupee. Looks like we're going to get a catfish check over on Jet's seed, or stream.
My favorite check, mostly because apparently no one else likes to do it. But I also am fairly certain we've already had someone check it earlier, and it wasn't anything too special. Oh, I was actually wrong. It's a Triforce. That's incredibly special.
So, Jet is now 2/3 of the way to his goal. The Triforce piece is only 1/30th special.
Indeed. The funny thing here is we're an hour in. We've already got 20 out of 30. But the problem is the spots they have to look are going to quickly dry up as we get closer to that 30 goal. With there only being 31 in the seed, they're bound to become a lot more rare very soon.
Yeah, we're going to have to start dipping into dungeons, maybe doing some deep dives into all of them.
Dude missing the little hook shot trick there.
It's tough one to pull off. I haven't mastered it myself, but props to those who can.
Well, the second part always trips me up. The first part, I tend never to have an issue with. Those slightly offset blocks, however, do tend to throw me off.
And Jet gets the slick double Stalfos trick in Ice Palace. So far, 3 for 3, and those who've delved in there.
Dude's going to go ahead and grab his Ether Medallion and Half Magic as well at this point.
And SaltyPhry is about to get a Triforce piece for his trouble.
Dude definitely closing the gap on Jet. Now 19 versus 20 in that regard.
Definitely made some good routing choices. But still, even the ones who are a bit behind, still plenty of room to catch up as we start exploring dungeons.
Indeed, and the lap was in the Bonkrok's room, so there we go. Let there be light. No need to fear Misery Meyer anymore once MrBarrybondz gets over to that. Of course, they got to have the desire to check Agonist Cave first if they want access to Meyer.
Ouch! DududeDude takes a bonk, dashing in Spike Cave.
And the mirror is in the Peg Cave, which at this point in time, everyone but SaltyPhry can access, but no one has done it yet except for MrBarrybondz.
Have we seen the green pendant get turned in yet?
No, I do not believe so, but now we have, and it just boom boom orbs. There we go.
Lots of bombs for fetch quest rewards in the seed, it looks like.
Definitely seems to be the case. Peg Cave is the cavern below where the blacksmith's hut should be, but in the Dark World, hit all the pegs, cave opens up, there you go.
And now SaltyPhry can afford his big bomb.
And actually, since you mentioned it, I was thinking back to all the rewards for all the fetch quests. I do believe literally every fetch quest, with the exception of Batman, have been bombs. I'm fairly certain that the shovel was bombs, the mushroom is bombs. So, yeah.
Wonder if that was, Wonder if that was part of the plan.
And now Salty's going to go ahead and grab their mitts. If you were Salty at this point in time, and you were finding these mitts on Pyramid at 1 hour and 9 minutes in, how behind would you feel right now?
I think I'd feel a teeny tiny bit behind. Actually, a lot behind. But even despite that, he's still keeping up with the Triforce piece count. Only 2 behind Jet right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, there was a lot of Triforce pieces early. That means we're going to have them be quite a bit more scarce later. Either there's going to be a large stockpile of them in Ganon's Tower, or they're just about to be really strewn over the remaining dungeons.
That's what I'm expecting. We might even have, who knows, maybe it'd be boss rewards for several of them. Yes, 30 out of 31 means they have to find 30 of the, air quotes, randomly placed Triforce pieces. And with the mitts, SaltyPhry is going to get into Ice Palace, our last of our 4 featured runners. Oh, sorry, I forgot to close my air quotes. All right, Jet is into Meyer. Do you think Jet's going to try and do the dark room without a lamp?
I mean, quite possibly. I mean, the thing is, every single dark room in this game, even AGA 1, can be learned. Most people will tell you not to bother learning AGA 1, and I kind of have to agree with that. That's just torture. But the rest of them, besides AGA 1, once you learn them, are not that bad. And as previously stated, we're dealing with a bunch of all-star runners on Restream tonight. I have high faith in all of their ability to make these plays.
Very good. So we should expect Jet to go straight to Vitreous after finding the cane then. Now, I wonder if DududeDude was thinking of trying to catch the bee or a fairy, but still needs to get the bug net if he wants to do that.
Not too sure there. Barry's about to head on down and finally get a change of clothes. He's been in that one for far too long. Although, we'll have to say that I'm going to be sad to see the traditional Santa outfit going away for the evening.
Well, it's modern fashion, modern times. Have to move on. Let go of the past.
Now, at this point, given all the locations we have seen now, all of our runners here have diverged greatly on their various routes. Question is, what hasn't been checked yet? What can be checked? Where do we think some of these pieces are left remaining? Some of the places we haven't seen yet are Spike Cave, at which point both Jet and Dude would be able to check Spike Cave with their Cane of Brian.
I think one of them did actually check Spike Cave, and I don't think there was anything of note in there, if I recall.
Okay. I did not notice that one. So, trying to think, where we haven't seen yet.
Hey, DududeDude actually does get the bug net.
Obviously, we've not gotten to see inside of Turtle Rock yet.
Actually, I wonder if he's going to get the golden bee for a Mothula fight. And we have chat suggesting maybe there are 10 Triforce pieces in Ganon's tower.
Wouldn't that be rich? But that would also be a little bit on the unlikely side at this point, because I do know that Jet hasn't checked the Hookshot Cave yet, and there is a piece in Hookshot Cave, so that would put Jet up to 21 whenever they make it to Dark World Death Mountain.
Oh, and the bunny form of Santa Link is, of course, Rudolph. Now, I didn't catch what was on Vitreous as the reward, but I think there were already 2 items in Mire, so... No, he's going back into Mire, so there must have been another item in there, besides the cane.
I was about to say, did we get a big chest room check?
Yes, we did get a big chest check.
And Salty finishing up the Ice Palace for the last time. Ice Palace is now officially done on this restream as well. Looks like Jet forgot to hit that little crystal switch.
In some ways, it would have been great if we had had sync on all 4 Santas in the Ice Palace at the same time, but alas.
Also, just noticing that Dude has picked up the cape. I didn't quite see where that came from, but that does open up the bumper cave to Dude.
And I don't know if we've seen anyone check the bumper cave yet. At least just to see what's on the outside. SaltyPhry about to get the Bonk Rocks reward, which is the lamp.
Bumper Cave is a heart. I keep on trying to go over in my head as to what we haven't seen yet.
Checkerboard Cave?
The only one that would be able to check that would be MrBarrybondz, and I'm not sure that that he has yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's been to Mire even. So yeah.
No, he has, because he has the silvers. He's absolutely has had to have been to Mire.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I'm pretty sure he would have checked the checkerboard cave then while I was there. No, he didn't go in Mire, but he was in that area. That general quadrant of the map.
Which is called Misery Mire in addition to having the dungeon Misery Mire, which can be a bit confusing.
Didn't have the mirror at the time that he went to mire.
Oh.
So, could have something in checkerboard after all, then. Oh. Looks like Barry missed his chance for invulnerability. No break for Barry. Time to sit there and dodge tiles.
Or smack them with a boomerang. Or just get hit by them.
That is correct, Explicit Gaming. The first person to get 30 Triforce pieces, their game immediately ends. Cut the credits. They win. The zone is called Swamp of Evil, apparently. At least that's what one person is telling me. I learn something new every time I pull a commentary shift, I swear.
Yeah, as far as I know, Barry's the only one who's done the Peg Cave. Mostly because it required having mitts upon going into Village of Outcasts.
And Barry is finally making up for being behind for so long.
It looks like DududeDude is now in the lead in Triforce count.
And that is why I enjoy rooting for the underdog. Dude started off quite a bit behind. Now they're in the lead, it seems. But for how long? Remember, once again, Barry with that mirror. Definite advantage over everyone else, regardless of all the items and locations they've checked.
I'm still interested what he's planning to use the gold B for.
Not too sure.
Because he made a big point of going to get it. I think it's going to be for Mothula. Because I think Mothula can get hurt by it. Oh, he's using it in the maze. That's what he's doing.
It's a rather neat little trick. I've not thought of doing that before. Suppose that is one way to do a dark room. And MrBarrybondz about to be disappointed by the dig spot. Do hope he is heading towards the mire at this point, and he is. Good.
He might be able to give us our check into Checkerboard Cave. Ha!
Though, here is what I'm most curious about. After we get Barry having a little bit of a dip into the mire, do you think he will finish up the mire, or do you think as soon as he gets the cane, then he'll make a move on Turtle Rock to try to get early access into Ganon's tower.
I could see going for Ganon's tower, especially if you think that's where all the remaining Triforce pieces are going to be.
I mean, given the amount of chests that are in there, it's definitely a good play to make, especially when you're this close to the goal.
But what he's taken the chance, I guess, of Vitreous maybe having, not having a Triforce piece. I think he'll finish off Meyer, and then he'll go to Turtle Rock after that. We finally have another mirror from Jet.
And MrBarrybondz has finally made up that gap in Triforce pieces, catching up with Dude. And it also appears he's going to go ahead and knock out Desert Palace. Clears here, clears Meyer, can go ahead and grab that Triforce on the pedestal as well. Which means at that point in time, all he would need to do is find 8 Triforce pieces in between Turtle Rock and Ganon's tower, and he's got this in the bag.
Yep, that's what I think he's going to do. He'll probably also take a pit stop at Sriracha, because he'll have gotten the green pendant after finishing Desert Palace.
Quake is in Agana's cave. So it's right here. As soon as he leaves Desert Palace, if he checks Agana's cave, he will have access to Meyer. Ether is needed for Turtle Rock.
All right, BarrybondZ getting the green pendant. Now, is he going to go check Agana's cave? That's the next question. Looks like we get a check or a checkerboard check. Maybe we do have a Triforce piece in there. Nope, just a bomb upgrade.
And looks like we are going to get that Agana cave check, which is exactly what BarrybondZ needs right now.
And right now, he and Dude are tied at Triforce count.
The problem here is, sadly, Dude is a couple of crystal dungeons behind. So if the remaining pieces of Triforce are in Ganon's tower, MrBarrybondz has the definite lead in this current matchup. Actually, the closest one behind him would be Jet.
Yes, Jet only needs to finish off Turtle Rock and Mothula.
Well, he would need to go to he needs to go to Skull Woods to get one of his crystals there, and he needs the Ice Rod to finish up Turtle Rock. Now, the Ice Rod, if I am recalling correctly, was in Swamp Palace.
Right, it was right next to a Triforce piece underneath the...
Down in the last hallway that you
Yeah.
drain, yeah. So not only does he have to do a crystal dungeon, he has to more or less complete a pendant dungeon. If he goes that far into Swamp Palace to get the ice rod, he might as well clear it out.
Absolutely.
Especially since Jet also does know about the Triforce on PED.
And Jet would probably need to finish off Swamp Palace anyway if he wants the advantage of the one Triforce piece advantage from getting it from the pedestal.
Salty taking down Mothula like a champ with that hammer.
Have we found all the items yet in Skullwoods?
If I'm remembering right, they go back. There's an opportunity to go back for the big chest, but the big chest only has bombs in it.
Bombs.
Bombs, I believe, have been the troll reward for a lot of out-of-the-way locations at this seed. Once again, Willard may or may not be directly responsible for that.
Not accusing at all.
As chat just pointed out, I do like Jet's routing here. Jet's setting up to be able to go check Ped and clear Skull Woods in one fell swoop.
Oh, and there's Cape. That was where the vanilla big key for Meyer is.
Ah, that's where I missed it. Yeah, I've just had the worst luck tonight checking out our racers because I seem to be always looking at the wrong racer when someone else finds something interesting. So I just want to give a big thank you to chat tonight for making up for my shortcomings. And actually, while we're at it, while we're thanking people, if we could please, I want everyone to give it up big time for our trackers tonight. They have been doing an awesome job keeping up with all this this madness. Tonight for our tracking, we've had Unknown Availability, and Draco Falcone. They have been doing an awesome job. Give it up for our trackers tonight, guys.
Thank you, Draco and Unknown. And SaltyPhry getting just, well, as soon as he gets to the Hookshot Cave, he'll get just the medallion he needs in order to open up Turtle Rock. I wonder if that was planned as well, having the medallions we needed right next to the dungeons we needed them for.
I don't know. There couldn't possibly be anyone that we would know that we could ask if they planned this out all along. I don't think
certainly
so.
Not. Oh, what was up on the floating island back in the Light World?
If I remember, I can't remember exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure floating island is of no consequence. It's either a heart piece of heart or money, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, it's a big 20 according to Draco. All right, MrBarrybondz closing in on getting that last pendant.
But considering the way that Jet has set up his routing, while he is going to be behind MrBarrybondz, he's not going to be that far behind. I'd say Jet's going to see a successful Aghanim fight at some point within the next 2 to 3 minutes. After that point, straight on to Skull Woods, clear out Skull Woods, pull the pedestal, and then off to Turtle Rock. Now, hopefully, Jet doesn't waste too much time trying to look around for the Ether Medallion when we know for a fact that it is up there in the Hookshot Cave. Because if Jet can go and check Dark World Death Mountain real quick, then I'd say MrBarrybondz has got maybe about a 10 to 15 minute lead tops, which could still be made up. That all depends on how everything is laid out in Ganon's Tower, if everything is in Ganon's Tower that they're going to need, and how well the routing goes in Turtle Rock, for that matter. But it appears Salty is actually going to be our first look into Turtle Rock, so we're going to quite possibly have some heads up on what MrBarrybondz and Jet are going to go look for here in just a little bit. Also, just a quick shout out here. Vracket just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, Vracket, for that subscription, supporting speed gaming and all this craziness that we all get up to. We thank you very much for that.
Looks like Barrybondz is going to be disappointed in the Pyramid Fairy check.
And another quick shout out to Sarasbot, also throwing out that subscription there. Thank you very much, Sarasbot, for the support. You're awesome. We all think you're awesome, and we all thank you. A little bit of an early cane there for Salty, taking a spill.
All right, has Barrybondz checked everything else besides the Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower?
I don't believe MrBarrybondz went and did the thing that everybody's wanting him to do, though. Maybe saving that for last as kind of a dramatic finish, you think?
Well, he might not need it if there's nothing else to collect. I mean, he might be leaving that. I don't know.
Or it could be MrBarrybondz is just trying to withhold a pedestal pull from everybody.
Yeah, that could be it.
A little bit.
There's a question whether he even checked the pedestal. I thought he did. I thought everyone has checked it by now.
And Dude finally picking up that mirror.
No rage slashes, though. Triforce piece in Turtle Rock.
I meant to call that one out earlier. Salty had just picked it up.
Yep, that's a good point.
Now, the big one here is, what if we got a Triforce piece in Mimic Cave and Salty is passing it up without the mirror?
Well, I mean, still could skip it and get the one on the pedestal instead. Might be faster to do that than to dip back into Turtle Rock.
Actually, Das Quacken, Red Boomerang was on good old King Zora, but the rest of our runners here decided, nope, don't want it, don't care, and moved on.
Oh, SaltyPhry's going to have to do a double dip in Turtle Rock anyway, because he does not have the Ice Rod.
Oh, that's going to hurt a little bit. I bet you Salty's gambling on the Ice Rod being in Turtle Rock.
He might be extra salty after this.
Now, also, chat was pointing out something earlier. I didn't bring it up then, mostly due to the fact that I completely went out of my mind because I was trying to pay attention to everything that's going on here. But MrBarrybondz has not checked Catfish, so therefore he's missing that Triforce piece. That could give Jet the chance that he needs to catch up.
Ah, interesting. Of course, if that's the only one he needs, then he could just finish off Ganon's tower and then hit the pedestal.
And now we'll get a Mimic Cave check for MrBarrybondz, I'm sure, to see if Salty passed up a chance at a Triforce piece.
And he's about to get that mirror that he needed.
Oh, I don't think Salty's going to be too happy about that.
And throwing it right at the mirror. That's 7 years of bad luck, Salty.
And luckily, Mimic Cave wasn't anything too major.
Now we might finally get a ped pull from Jet. Yep, here we go. Everyone get your ped hype ready. Dun 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 dun.
All right, and Jet was switching over to the flute. I swore I thought he was going to fake out and flute away at the last moment just to be a troll, but he went ahead and got it.
$5 for lunch money for SaltyPhry.
Just think about how many salty fries you could buy with that.
Get an extra large SaltyPhry.
Looks like Dude's finally going to make the dip into Swamp Palace, and I have a feeling SaltyPhry is not too far behind them, having just grabbed the mirror. That puts them grabbing the Ice Rod a fairly short time away.
And Jet about to get the key to get into Turtle Rock. While picking up another Triforce piece along the way.
And MrBarrybondz making mincemeat out of Trinex. Now, luckily, Jet did find that ether fairly quickly. So, as I said, hot on Barrybond's heels, heading into Turtle Rock shortly. And we'll see how all that works out in the end.
About one dungeon behind.
Yep. So
one long dungeon, anyway.
Yeah, so here's the deal. If Turtle Rock, because obviously Barrybondz is more than likely going to be able to clear the majority of Turtle Rock before Jet does, just given the lead. If Turtle Rock has 7 Triforce pieces, MrBarrybondz will be able to head on down to the pedestal, do the pull for the 30th, and win. But if Turtle Rock only has 6, and MrBarrybondz doesn't think quickly enough to go check Catfish, we may see an opportunity for Jet to catch up pretty quickly then.
I can't think where else there would be. I feel like we've checked everything else. Now, Barry...
If I said Turtle Rock, I meant Ganon's Tower. My bad.
Okay. So Barry... Oh no, Barry has to either go to Pedestal or Catfish. Oh, Barry also missed Spectacle Rock Triforce. As Chad is pointing out. So there's going to be 6 Triforce pieces in Ganon's Tower. Spectacle Rock and Pedestal will be probably his fastest. And there we have our first Triforce piece from Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, because looking at Jet's already up to 25.
Right, and I think Jet has all of them outside of Ganon's Tower. Except... yeah, I don't think there are any others in Turtle Rock after that.
No, I believe, to the best of my knowledge, I believe there's only 1 in Turtle Rock.
Just at the initial chest.
The initial one. And Barry taking a shortcut to the Bob room here. Everybody say hello to Bob.
And then say hello to Bub.
Hello and goodbye all at the same time.
Well, Bob just kind of teleports over to the other Fire Fairy in the room, I think. Oh, I forgot to count how many chests that was until the big key.
It's fine. I completely forgot to announce for people to try to guess anyway. We both did, so whoops. There's that.
It was vanilla big key, though. Chat seems to be agreeing on 8 for the big key. I guess we'll see it in the credits too.
Believe that was our second Triforce of Ganon's Tower? Or was that our third? Yeah, because he came in, he came in with 22. He's got 24 now. Very nice boomerang toss by MrBarrybondz there. And now with Salty grabbing the ice rod there, Salty's got free reign over heading to Turtle Rock as well. I'd be curious to see if Salty's going to head straight to Turtle Rock and try to get into Ganon's Tower as quickly as possible, or go ahead and do the pendant dungeons.
Well, Salty knows that there's the Triforce piece on the pedestal. I think routing-wise, it would make more sense to go ahead and do the pendant dungeons.
All right. So Barry's found 4 of the 6 Triforce pieces that could be in Ganon's Tower, or probably is in Ganon's Tower. And there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 chests, I believe, at the top of Ganon's Tower, including the validation chest, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Because there's 2 in the Beetle Room, 1 in the Anti-Fairy Room near the end, and then validation chest.
Now, it looks like BarrybondZ did skip the tile room, so depending on how trolly our seed is.
Oh. Alright then. Chat, let's have a little bit of fun here. Any wagers on whether or not the tile room holds a Triforce?
Alright, well, let's see if Jet decides to go for the tile room strat.
If Jet does, and it does, have one, then, well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it would really sink BarrybondZ if there wasn't one, because then he'd have to get all the way back to Ganon's Tower. Because I think the bat would drop him off at the pyramid. Or not the bat, but the duck. I think he'd be better off just going to Catfish and to Pedestal then.
Yeah, given the fact that Agatu and Ganon actually are going to serve absolutely no purpose in this run, after Validation Chest, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a mirror from MrBarrybondz to go and check that tile room, because I'm sure he realizes that he didn't check it.
That's a good point. I totally forgot. You don't actually have to fight Agatu or Ganon here.
Yeah, there would actually be no benefit to that. Uh-oh, and Jet's pulling the tile room.
Makes sense. It's a bold strategy, Zombie. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And it does!
Oh!
This means that, combined with the 4 others that MrBarrybondz already found, Jet will not have to climb the gauntlet if he can clear the rest of the tower before MrBarrybondz can get out of here and check both Pedestal and Catfish and Spectacle Rock. Then Jet will snipe away the win from MrBarrybondz.
Oh no! Right, because he won't have to get the validation Triforce piece. And Barrybondz heading down to the tile room.
Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. Can Jet clear this out?
But then Jet would have to go get the Spectacle Rock and either Ped or Catfish.
Well, MrBarrybondz already knows about the pedestal pull, so the smart thing to do would be go ahead and grab the Spectacle Rock and then immediately head over to the pedestal pull. And as of this moment in time, we have no first place finishers. We very well could be looking at one of our first place SRL finishers here with either Jet or MrBarrybondz. Now here we got MrBarrybondz about to pick up the Spectacle Rock piece.
No, he forgot.
Oh, no!
He forgot. Oh, I think Jet has the win here.
I think you're right.
Oh, there's the music for those of you who wanted it.
I honestly, I think chat preferred your version.
Barry doesn't know where they are.
Wait, Barry pulling Triforce out of the Sea House, is that the one that he missed then?
Was that a Triforce?
Indeed it was.
Oh, he must have gotten the Spectacle Rock one then. Well, looks like Jet has finished.
Just narrowly taking that away from MrBarrybondz. Oh, that is an amazing finish. So,
and with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 46 seconds for Jet.
And looks like out of MrBarrybondz, he is going to take second place with an official SRL time of 2 hours and 28 seconds.
Well, good game both to Jet and to Barrybondz. Very close finish.
We're going to see if we can get either or both of these awesome runners in for an interview. It looks like Jet is indeed ready to go in that regard. So let's go ahead and get Jet in here. Awesome runners in. Jet!
Hey, how's it going?
Congratulations on that victory right there. Just narrowly sniping MrBarrybondz.
Yeah, I know. I was honestly expecting some other people to finish because of my death to blind. So I was waiting for it, and I'm like, is it upstairs? Is the last piece upstairs? And that's why I did tile room, because I was really hoping, number one, that it would be a Triforce piece, and number two, it would make me not have to go upstairs, because that was more time consuming than a tile room.
And actually, Jet, you were 100% correct in that. Where there were 4 other pieces besides that, had you not done tile room, you would have had to have gone upstairs, just like MrBarrybondz had to do.
Oh, he went upstairs?
He did.
Well, Barrybondz had only, he hadn't actually found enough Triforce pieces to finish in Ganon's tower. He had left the one in the sea house as well as the pedestal.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so as far as I know, I think I checked everything before Ganon's tower, and that was my whole plan. I'm like, okay, let's, but before I found Mirror, I'm like, let me try to do as much as possible so that way I can go up to Turtle Rock, beat that, and go right into Ganon's tower. Like, that was the plan, and then I found Mirror, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go pull Pedestal, because I know it's a piece.
And is that Barrybondz with us?
Yep, how's it going?
It is going really well, just like your race did. Very, very awesome second place finish there, MrBarrybondz.
GG.
So yeah, out of the 31 pieces, of course, you guys gathered 30. The 31st piece that you missed, Jet, was the validation chest, and the 31st piece that you missed, MrBarrybondz, was the catfish.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, all the way up at validation, jeez.
Well, we actually thought that, Barry, you had missed the one on Spectacle Rock. At least that's what we missed it, and chat was saying you'd missed the one on Spectacle Rock. So when you fluted out of Death Mountain, we were astounded. We thought that maybe you had forgotten.
A little bit of concern because we missed out on that one.
So basically, I like 100% at the seed. I had, I think, 3 locations left at that point. So it was Catfish, Green Pendant, and Sea House. And I knew one was on the ped. So those are my last locations to go.
In that case, you made a definite good gamble with Sea House on that one. We thought for certain that you were about to win this, but Jet had some really nice routing near the end, opting to clear out Swamp Palace and leave Skullwoods for last, so you can combo Skullwoods with the ped pull.
Yeah, I really wanted to end with a ped pull for chat, but
yeah, I wanted to end with.
I'm also racing.
That's why I left it.
Sorry, chat.
I left it for that reason.
Well, I think Chad appreciates it, but it was good to see both of your race. You both did an excellent job.
Oh, absolutely. You got some definite cheers out of chat, both literally and figuratively. It looks like we did have one individual here, Youthful Porpoise, that did cheer some bits to us. Thank you very much for that. For your support there. So yeah, at least you caused that to happen, MrBarrybondz, for your little finishing with a ped.
Oh, that's awesome. Gotta do it for the memes.
Indeed.
Right.
It looks like Dude is heading into Ganon's tower now. Hopefully they will think to do the tower room as well. If they pull the 5 out of the first floor of Ganon's tower, and then the validation, that'll leave them with 1, which means all they'll have to do is complete Mire, and they can pull ped and finish this as well. Although Salty, given the fact that they already have 24, if they fully complete Ganon's Tower, they'll go ahead and finish the game right then and there, without the need of a pet pull. But where's the fun in that?
Now, where did what was the other one that DududeDude missed?
This has been a little bit more on the chaotic side, so I have not been able to figure that part out.
Maybe someone in chat can let us know.
Yeah, I'm really curious if there's anyone who's just skipping There was a lot of worth in the pedestal dungeons anyway. You had to get Kane from pretty much vanilla Kane in Mire, and then it was also there was Ice Rod in Swamp. So it's like, if I'm there, I'm gonna go clear them because I know pedestal, which I check like right away at the beginning. I'm like, I know it's a piece. I'm just gonna do it on the way. But I'm curious if anyone decided to skip that one.
Yeah, and the fact that the book was such an early item definitely would make most runners think to go to Desert Palace as well. So absolutely, there's very little reason why any of the runners wouldn't have set foot at the very least in the Pendant Dungeons, all three of them.
MrBarrybondz, you almost did a full clear based on your item count too.
Yeah, my item count was really high. I was like 191. With like all those missing things were just keys, I think.
Pretty much. Yeah, almost all the chests were collected too, or opened rather.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that I skipped Catfish. Like, of course Catfish would have one. Like, why wouldn't he?
It was interesting. We noticed that all the out-of-the-way places, they either had a Triforce piece or they had bombs. Especially the fetch quests. Those ended up being 3 bombs, usually.
I figured, like, with 30 out of 31, you couldn't really skip anything. You had to pretty much 100% the seed.
And just really quick, I want to catch chat up on some of our other finishers. We had GamerCal finishing in 3rd place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 5 seconds. Evanidas in 4th place with 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 36 seconds. And Solsky in 5th place with 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 50 seconds. So those 3 coming in rapid fire. After that, looks like we had a 6th place of ACM LM with 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 27 seconds. TGH in 7th place with 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 19 seconds. And that is our last finish so far. So some of course, some of the top runners for for Link to Pass Randomizer finishing not long after our very own Jet, MrBarrybondz here. So it was definitely a fun race to watch. What were some of y'all's favorite parts of the entire run?
The dark rooms. I got a fairy right before King Helmstar. I didn't expect that. I was just hoping they would drop a heart when I killed the turtle blocking in front of the big key door. And then it happened to be a fairy. And I'm like, oh, it went from I'm probably going to die here to this is fine.
Yeah, I didn't do dark rooms, so I wasn't going to do them without the lamp. I was like, nope. If I had a sword, not a problem.
Yeah, it's so bad without a sword, but I'm like, I'm here. I just want to get this done and worry about lamp later.
Now, what if you could go back? What would you think would be the biggest thing you would change in your run?
Probably get lamp earlier. Like, we had boots. Oh, I can't remember exactly where boots were, though.
Ice Palace.
Ice? Oh, man, that's late. I don't even know.
I actually tried to go Ice Palace really early, and then I found out you can't use a medallion. I was like, what?
Yeah, I tried to do that, too. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't go there early. I tried to use the medallion on Cold Stare, but I'm like, that doesn't work. But we were still able to open the other dungeons. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. Like, the second you all had picked up Bombos that early, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I bet you this is going to be an early Ice Palace run. And then chat was quickly like correcting us, like, no, you can't use the medallions as attacks in Swordless. I was like, really? Oh, this is going to get fun.
Yeah, this is my first Swordless, so I had no idea that that was a thing. So I guess I learned something. So I would change that about my run.
It's been a good learning experience for all of us, I think.
Yep. All of these interesting dailies, like when they mix up the different modes, and like trying it out, like this is probably my third Swordless, I think, and I haven't even done Triforce that much, so I get to try new things with the way that they're showcasing them.
Yeah. Actually, chat's pointing out something interesting. DududeDude is actually about to beat this seed, having gone lampless the entire run.
Nice.
He didn't do Misery Mire, did he?
No,
he hasn't done Misery Mire.
He can't ped pull.
He doesn't need to, though. He could get Catfish, I believe, is the one he's missing. I don't know if he knows it's Catfish, but...
Well, if he was me, he would know, because I had like 3 locations left. I was like, alright, let's start narrowing these down. Like, okay, the reason why I missed Sea House, I heard people saying, like, why did he skip Sea House? It's because of my routing, okay? So I got the hammer, I did hammer pegs, and all of a sudden I got the mirror. And then I was like, just gonna flute the purple chest? I was like, wait. We may as well just go down, do the tablet, like do the Bombos tablet, turn in the purple chest, check the mirror spot by the Haunted Grove, and then go in the Swamp Palace. And so that's basically why I didn't check Sea House.
Speaking of which, that mirror was... Barry, you were the only one with a mirror for like a solid, I want to say 30-40 minutes. No one else got mirror until super late.
It just kind of worked out that way because you were also the first one to get mitts on the pyramid, and no one else had the mitts when they went into Thieves Town for the first time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like... I don't know. Sometimes I wrote impulsively, so I was going to go to... I always say check Pyramid before you go to Pod. I think that's the thing that every runner should do. So I checked the Pyramid, then I found Titans, and I was like, okay, we're not going to Pod no more.
Yeah, in fact... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I actually put a Pyramid together with the Fat Fairy. Now... And in Pod... Oh, yeah, that was the problem. Pod was the other Fat Fairy crystal. So when I did it, like, we got Bo in Hype Cave, and I'm like, I'm just going to go right to Pod. Like, I didn't... And I should have thought of going to Pyramid first, because it's like sort of right there to check it, get it out of the way. But I don't know, I beeline the Pod, and it would have been nice to have gloves early. But I think overall, because we pretty much 100% this anyway, it didn't hold me back that much.
And just to point out, SaltyPhry has just gotten the 30th Triforce piece.
Yep, that has them finishing in 10th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 31 seconds. Right behind Kyong92, who is in 8th place with 2:10.14, and Reg in 9th place with 2:10.33. So congratulations to SaltyPhry and our top 10 as a whole. DududeDude is going to be coming up right behind him as soon as they grabs this validation chest, and then... figures out where their spare one is.
Have we gained a SaltyPhry?
Indeed,
Hello.
we have.
Hey, GG.
Hello.
Thank you.
Question is, how salty is the SaltyPhry after being, sadly, I believe, our last runner to find the mirror?
Well, I felt like I had a great plan there. Like when I was heading into T-Rock, I figured I was either going to find the ice rod or the mirror in there. I figured if I find the ice rod, great. We can go right on into Ganon's Tower from there, full clear that, and then I'll go probably find the mirror in there. I figured. And then I found nothing, and that's where I kind of got super disappointed. I'm like, oh, I've really screwed this up at this point in time. And then sure enough, there was the mirror just kind of sitting there later on. So yeah, that did make me a little salty. That's for sure.
I actually almost didn't get mirror. I was on my way to go kill Mathos for the same thing you did, which is, let me get all the crystals, so I can go beat T-Rock if Ice Rod happens to be there. And then, like, on the way, I'm like, wait, I have Cape. Let me go check Hammer Pegs and the ledge, you know, Bumper Cave, just in case they happen to be Triforce pieces or something. And then I got Mirror, and I'm like, well, that changes everything. I'm going to go to Swamp.
Yeah, had I gotten Mirror, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have turned around and gone right to Swamp instead. But yeah, instead I went on this whole path up to Turtle Rock, and that got me a whole lot of nothing. Just a double dip into it, pretty much.
And what exactly is DududeDude doing here? I thought he hadn't cleared out Meyer. Does he not realize he doesn't have the last pendant? Or has he not done a pet check yet?
That could be the case.
I swore he's done a pet check. But I could be wrong, I guess.
Well, there we go.
I'm curious what else he skipped then, because there's 2 pieces, and it looks like he went all the way through Ganon's Tower.
Catfish, I think he skipped.
And that Catfish.
Claiming a lot of lives.
I routed that with Fat Fairy. I'm like, Fat Fairy, let's go do Catfish while I'm here.
I feel like I got my mitts pretty late as well, because I did that when I did Fat Fairy and Catfish as well.
Yeah, same.
So Salty, what was probably one of your favorite parts of this run?
I honestly don't really know. That's a tough question. I was pretty happy that I made it all the way through, actually, the Dark Maze without a sword. I've never actually really been able to do that before. I know the maze pretty well, and I can get through it no problem with a sword, but whenever I don't have a sword, I always seem to have issues, but I made it through pretty much no issues this time, so I was pretty happy about that.
You and Dude, I believe, were our 2, and please, Jet and Barry, correct me if I missed you guys on this, but I believe Salty and Dude were our 2 featured streamers that actually did a dark room maze in Pod.
Well, I did it as well.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, the only dungeon I was able to do with Lamp was Turtle Rock. So I did both Meyer and Pod in the dark. And Eastern.
Yeah, I'd found Lamp on the way to, pretty much on my way to Meyer, I think. I don't even remember. Where was Lamp exactly?
Bonk Rocks.
Right, yeah, so that was more or less right when I was headed that way, I guess. I got that right around the same time as Flute.
Yeah, I actually got it right after Mirror, because like I got Mirror, decided to do the northern part first, because I didn't never check the Bonk location, so I'm like, I'll just route all of that together before going to Swamp, and then I'm like, oh, there's the lantern, okay.
Looks like we're getting a dark, going for the dark room in Meyer.
Dude's getting through it pretty triumphantly. The hardest part, in my opinion, is over the button press.
Now, he had a very neat strategy for the Dark Palace dark room, or the maze, using the bee to help him navigate.
That one was definitely nice. I was actually kind of surprised because we were like, a bee? What? Oh, he's using the bee to see where he is on the screen. That's actually kind of brilliant.
Very clean dark room for DududeDude.
Lamp was in the Bonk Rocks.
Ooh, just ran out of arrows.
Oh no, that's a pain.
Yeah, this is not a time that you want to run out of arrows with good old Viddy in a swordless run.
And he's so close. He just has to beat this, get his pendant, and go pull a Triforce piece.
At least he has plenty of bottles.
That he does. I hope one of them's a fairy.
Dude's the real MVP pulling the ped.
And there we go.
There has been so many, like, seriously clutch boss fights from all of you. Every single one of the runners tonight, I believe, has pulled, like, a ridiculously clutch boss fight. From, you know, blind to cold stare. We've seen a lot of them tonight.
I feel like my blind and my cold stare fight was pretty iffy.
The thing is, I believe, Barry, you were the only person to do cold stare still in green mail.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a little bit terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
I think one, even with 5 hearts left, I think one ice hug would have been enough.
Yeah, because I believe green mail direct hit from cold stare is 6 hearts, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe the ice rocks do 4.
4 damage with green mail? Wow.
With the ice rocks when they fall. It's either 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think technically the ice rocks do half of cold stare's damage. I just try not to get hit by them, and I also try my best not to do ice palace and green mail. So I've got mad respect for people that can pull it off.
There we go. DududeDude finishing.
Oh, I'm loving this with an official SRL time of 2 to 2 to 2. So DududeDude.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Let's get Dude in here.
So
How'd you feel about that?
well, what I'm feeling right now is, well, what did I miss that had the lamp? Because that would have been really convenient, huh?
Bonk Cave.
Bonk Cave. Oh my.
And then you have a hazard to guess where the Triforce piece you missed might have been.
King's Tomb?
Catfish, actually.
Fish? I thought I did catfish. I could have sworn I did catfish.
Maybe we're wrong.
It may have been
somewhere else. Lots of things going on this seed. We've had it's been hard trying to track where all the Triforce pieces who has what.
Understandable. I'm pretty certain I did catfish though.
Yeah,
Bonk rocks is something I definitely overlooked.
You may have in fact done catfish. The only other place I could think of that you may have missed did everyone get spectacle rocks, Triforce?
Oh my god. I never went back for that one.
We found the one that Dude missed.
No.
Wow. Oh, man,
And it was going to be right there.
It was right outside.
At least I got the stylish finish.
You did. I believe everyone here got a ped pull, so good job on that, everybody.
Did everybody finish with a ped pull?
No.
Aw.
No, only Barry, Dude, and I believe you did as well, right, Salty? No, yeah.
No, I was on Spectacle Rock.
Oh, Spectacle Rock. Yeah, that's right. Yours was that. So, Jet and Salty did not finish with ped pulls. Barry and you, Dude, you all did.
Nice. See, Barry at least has good taste in finishes.
Yeah, dude, you get the props from me.
Also, your strat with the gold B that was inspired.
It's actually a really good backup option if you don't have the lamp and can't be bothered figuring out where the lamp is.
I'm just more impressed you did a lampless run, and almost 100% lampless run at that.
Very well. Sorry, go ahead.
Outside of that dark maze, the rest of it isn't too easy. It's kind of a shame I got lost on the way back, though.
We were all impressed with your very smooth execution, especially on that Meyer dark room.
And that was a bit
one
impressive.
isn't bad.
Definitely more than I can do, I can promise you that. But no, all of you guys did amazing on this run. And I mean, as evidence how highly you all placed on this, I mean, our lowest finisher in this race was 13th. So we had some outstanding racers on stream tonight. And chat, by all means, all four of these runners are outstanding at this, at Rando for A Link to the Past. Go find their channels, follow them, watch them. They are definitely some of the good runners to watch, especially if you're wanting to get into this and you want to watch some people that are able to do the logic really well and route really well. These are some great guys to follow right here.
Well, I could have saved myself a lot of time if I just left Gannon's Tower and mirrored to Turtle Rock, to Spectacle Rock now I think about it. But then I wouldn't have had the 2:22:22 finish time, so have to make some sacrifices.
Where this seed was all over the place. I mean, everyone was bound to make some mistakes here and there.
It's funny though.
But to all of our runners tonight, any final remarks on the seed?
It was hilarious, that's all I'm going to say. But I'm really happy I actually did a Swordless run without the lamb. That's the first time I did all those dark rooms without a sword, so that was interesting.
The mirror was the best part.
The mirror was also interesting, yeah. It took me so long to find.
It felt a little bit like a Plando. Just a little bit. With
No. It could not have been a
Triforce
Plando.
piece, the Kane and Meyer.
Willard.
Ether right outside of Turtle Rock. Right outside of Meyer. And
Oh my god, we needed Ether. I got this Star Rock, I'm like, I don't have it. Oh, I better not have missed anything else. I knew I had Hookshot Cave, but I was pretty sure I got everything else at that point. I'm like, oh god.
I mean, I don't know if anyone that we could ask if this was planned out or not. Like, nobody?
No, I don't think this was a real plan. I'm just saying it had a Plando. It had Plando elements.
Well, see, Willard messed up on the last one, the Triforce Randomizer. It was like, I think 30 out of 40. And it never ended in GT. So he's like, the next one's going to be 30 out of 31. So he he planned this.
I'm glad I still avoided finishing in GT.
That's the part that was weird to me. I'm like, why is it out of 31? Which one did he want us to skip?
Well,
I guess
It seems to me the big one. Actually, it would have been quicker to check the pedestal than to climb all the way to the top of GT to grab the validation chest one.
Yeah, that's true. It would have also been much smarter if I'd actually just cleared my own first go through instead of leaving it. I also would have had an easier Fitchious fight because I wouldn't have run out of arrows.
Hey, it was a more epic end that way.
Yeah, I decided to. I guess I drew it a couple of clutch boss fights now because that Quartz there was also very pleasant to do.
That seemed to definitely been a running theme. I don't think anyone was actually able to fully clear Cold Stare with just the fire rod. There was definitely some hammering to be done for everyone, and some people definitely cut it a little bit close.
But in spite of all that, I managed to finish with 0 deaths. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I believe Jet was the only one with any non-intentional deaths and made up for that really quick.
I had 2 deaths. One in the blind one's the biggest one, and then I had one when I had low health in pod. Which, this is now in retrospect, I probably should have not have done any of that. I'm like, oh, I can get through Dark Room without getting hit. It was just stupid.
Wait, did I die? I don't think I died, did I?
I
I don't.
Death Warp, wasn't there?
There may have been some death warps, but I think Jet was our only non-intentional deaths.
I feel like I didn't even Death Warp.
The only places I believe there were death warps, which I believe Salty and Dude death warped in.
I had
Hera?
I had no deaths at all. So
No deaths. So I swear we had at least 2 people death warp in Hera out of the torturing.
I had the mirror, so I didn't need a Death Warp.
Right.
I got that mirror.
What's a mirror?
Great. Now I gotta look.
Gotta rewatch the whole seed again.
Yep, just everyone rewind. But
Rewind back
to
to
all our
Jet's
runners.
pedestal pole.
to all our runners, to Salty, Jet, Dude, MrBarrybondz, thank you guys so much for entertaining us tonight. It was definitely entertaining to watch. Once again, chat, go follow these wonderful runners and hang out with them, watch them. They're awesome. I want to once again thank our amazing trackers who worked their butts off tonight for sure. And those trackers tonight are Unknown Availability and Draco Falcone. So give them a like, give them a follow, give them a hug, give them your lunch, whatever you want to do to show them your appreciation. They definitely earned it tonight. And of course, my awesome co-host, SaltyPhry. I'm just going to call you SaltyPhry because I messed up your last name before we started this stream, and I'm not going to do it now.
And thank you very much, Zombie Punk.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
All right, good night.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys very much. Stay tuned. We got another run coming up at 11, by the way. It is going to be a Key Sanity, and that's going to be on Speed Gaming 1. Enjoy, everybody, and good night for now.
Good night, everyone.